What's up, squonkers? Deuces Jack. And today we're going to be going over a squonker. This is a collaboration between El Mono Vapador and Vandy Vape. We're talking about the Requiem squonker. Let's get into it. Good little single coil RDA. He did change a few things up in it. Let me show it to you, okay? Pop it open. This is the bottom feeding squonk kit. Comes with a mod. There is the mod. The mod, for its size, surprisingly heavy. Made out of zinc alloy. Has some nice weight to it. I'm kind of digging that. You get a couple of beauty rings right here. Okay, that one. You get a metal one right here. Silverish. Kind of nice. I like it. Okay, here is the deck for the Requiem. I'm going to go over the differences in a minute. All right, you get a Ultim-like top cap that I'm sure that you're going to use the matching beauty ring with. Not my favorite. Just not my jam, man. I don't like it. I don't like Ultim. You can see it's got a little drip tip right there. Pops in and out. Looks like a... Is that a 510 drip tip or is that proprietary? Let me see. Let's see if a 510 fits in there. Oh, no. 510. 510 drip tip. Okay. Good. So not a proprietary. A little too skinny for my taste. I don't like those chicken lip drip tips, but it is what it is. Okay? I'm sure your lips will stay cool because it is plastic. Okay? And then you also get this metal one, which I like a lot better. Again, not a fan of that Ultim. It's not my style. It's in there pretty snug. That comes out. Let's push it from the bottom, see if we can get it out. I might replace that with the black one because I'm not a fan of that. Wow, that's in there. That's in there pretty good. Got it out. Okay. Right off the jump, let's just replace this and make it all black. That looks much better. As far as paperwork goes, you get an owner's manual. You get an instruction on how to fill the squonk bottle. You can fill it from the tube and open up the side. You can fill it from the side, or you can just take the top off and fill it like a normal squonk bottle. You also get a proper use guide when it comes to 510s and batteries. I like that. Safety first. And then you get a QC certificate as well. As far as accessories go, you get a bunch of different colored battery wraps. Let's check them out. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 battery wraps with the Requiem emblem on it. That's kind of neat. I like that. You also get a fused Clapton coil, NI80, 0.26, 2.5 inner diameter, 4 wraps. Check it out. We're probably going to use that coil. You get a hex key and some spare deck screws as well as some spare O-rings. And you actually get this really nice flathead screwdriver. By nice, I mean it's a lot nicer than the cheap little blue ones we always get, so that's a nice touch. Now, as far as the deck goes, we've seen this deck before, but you're going to notice from my older Requiem review that things are a little different, right? On the old Requiem, there were like these little, I don't know, like kind of ramps, right? And these two pieces were like on the inside of the top cap, right? And the ramp ramped up to them. Now, I guess what they did was they kind of ramped that hole up, right? And they put these blocks on the side of the deck. So it's definitely a little different. All right, you still got these little notches right here for coil placement. And you still have these flathead screws right here. Now, one thing you want to take care about is when you're building this, you want to make sure your leads are on the insides. Inside here and inside here. You don't want your leads being on the outside. Okay, and of course, squonking pin is pre-installed, okay? On the bottom of the atomizer, you can see squonking pin pre-installed, El Mono Vapador. You can see it's hybrid safe because this is a mechanical mod. Gold-plated 510, insulator ring around it. Looks like some the threading has been painted there, so that's kind of cool. You have some Vandy Vape branding and some Requiem branding right there. All right, tiny atomizer. We're going to build it, though. I'm going to use the coils they gave us. Let's go over the mod,
kind of cool, right? You got these little skulls. I don't know, kind of has that like designer look, like Gucci-ish type of look, right? I guess. I don't know. What do I know about fashion? There's your fire button right there. Definitely on the heavy side. You got some Requiem branding right there and there. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. See that? Requiem branding right there and there. Very, very solid feeling mod. On the bottom, you have some more branding. Hermano Vapeador, Vandy Vape. Okay, here's your squonk door right here. You just pop it off. And the door is made out of zinc alloy too. It's heavy, man. It's a heavy door. It doesn't look like it, but man, it's heavy. It really is. I could do without that branding right there. I don't know, man. I just hate branding. I mean, we get it. It's the Requiem. Got it. All right. Now, when you get yours, you're gonna have the spare squonk bottle right here. Just take that out. It's the gold one. I am not gonna use that. I think it's hideous. Okay. There you have your battery indicator markings, positive and negative, okay? Here is where you almost got like a top fill design, I'm guessing. Like you could fill your squonk bottle while the squonk bottle is still installed. Okay, see that? You just pop it to the side, insert your bottle, boom, right? But we can take this out. Let's pop this out. Let's pop out that squonk bottle so you can see the rest of the mod, all right? There is your fire button right there. Okay, now it's locked right now. See that piece right there? See that shield right there? Right? If I want to lock it, I put that in place, and now I can't fire the mod. If I move it out of place like that, now I can fire the mod. Okay, and this is copper contacts that are silver plated. Okay, and it almost kind of reminds me of like the clutch. Right? You can pull this bar out if you want to. There's an insulator there, right there, which is kind of nice. We like that for safety. Okay, and this right here, see these little ridges right here? This is how you adjust your 510. It's not a spring-loaded 510. You're going to adjust it by turning this wheel. All right? It's a little bit of a pain in the neck, but you can see it moving. All right? Hard to get on camera because there's your 510 right there. And you can see it's not spring-loaded. It's solid, all right? And you got a little design right here on the 510 plate, okay? Now, when you want to fill the squonk bottle, by the way, this squonk bottle is 6 mLs. You can fill it right there. You can screw the top off and fill it, or you can open this and fill it through the tube. So that was what that little card was about, 3 different ways to fill it, okay? 6 mLs, man, that's kind of on the low side. And another thing that's bothering me about this squonker is that it's only got one magnet holding it in place. I mean, what is that all about? See? I mean, it just doesn't feel solid. It really doesn't. See? It just comes right out. I mean, come on, man. You got to be kidding me. One magnet? Not a fan of that. Not a fan of not being able to push through either and get my battery out, that you're going to have to dig it out with your fingers or slap it out with your hands. Not a fan of that at all. But let's go ahead and install a battery. We're going to pop a molly in here, positive side down, like they say. All right. And boom, just like that. We're going to put this on the side for a second. Let's build the Requiem. First thing you want to do, take the screwdriver they provided, loosen up those post holes. Okay. Just like that. Nice big gold-plated flatheads, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this type of deck. I just find it more difficult to build on than it has to be. We're going to use the coil that's provided. You do get 2. That's nice. And that's how you want to... See, you want to put that belly up, and you want to make sure your coils are on the inside, right there. Okay? And that's why I'm not a fan of these decks, man. I'm just not. I just think they're much harder to build than they have to be. With a deck like this, you're probably better off getting your coiling rod in there, right? And just kind of getting it in there and holding it in place, right? And now once it's held in place, now you can screw it down. All right, that's one side. Boom. Now keep your coiling rod in there. Make sure that lead is getting captured, okay? Pop it in there, screw it down, just like so, okay? Once you got your coiling rod in there, you can use those guides to center your coil, okay? And your coil should look something like that, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to go after these leads. With this type of deck, you want to go after your leads from the top. So you want to take your flush cutter, get it in there, just like so, right off the top, and snip it. Okay? Turn it around. Repeat the process on the other side. Put your finger on there so it don't go flying, and snip. And there you go. You're all built. Let me knock the wattage down on this thing because this is a small coil. Let's glow this coil. Make sure we have no hot spots. Okay, you can see we got a couple of little hot spots. We're going to scrape them out. Going to give it a little strum. Fire. There we go. Now we're glowing evenly from the inside out, which is exactly how you want to be. Ohming out at 0.22. Let's wick this thing up. Cotton we're going to be using, Cloud 9 cotton. You guys know I love this cotton. It's my favorite cotton. Now, this is a 2.5 millimeter coil, 2.5 millimeter inner diameter. This cotton right here is kind of made for a 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some, we're going to eyeball it, we're going to peel some off. Okay? So this way we can get it in on a 2.5. We're going to take it between our fingers. We're going to give it a nice little twist. Make it nice and pointy on one end. Now we're going to take our mod with our installed coil, and we're going to take that cotton. We're going to pull it through. See how nice and tight that is? That's how you want it. Just like so. Now we're going to take our vape shears, and this calls for short wicks. Cut it right up against the base, just like that. Same thing on the other side. Run it right up against the base. Snip. Okay, that's exactly how you want your cotton on this RDA. And now you want to take the pointy end of your vape shears and just gently, ever so gently, tuck it in there. And you see how nice and loose? That's how you want it. You want it loose for maximum wicking. Okay, get it in there. Nice and easy. Take your time. No rush. This isn't a competition. Okay, and just pop it in there, just like so. And there you go. All built and wicked. Now we're going to take some Johnny's Juice blueberry custard. We're going to wet this thing up and make it moist. So now we take our blueberry custard, just give it a nice paint job. Get that cotton saturated. Remember, small deck, so it's not going to take a lot. Give it a little test fire, see if we got vape. Oh yeah, we got vape. Now we're going to take our squonk bottle. We're going to insert our nozzle. Going to give it a little fill. And it looks like you got to go slow with this bottle. Okay. Then again, remember, it only takes 6 mLs, so probably not that big of a deal. And you can see I'm making a little bit of a mess. Let's try it this way. Let's see if that works better. Oh, yeah. That works much better. I kind of like this fill method better. Not crazy about that side collar. There we go. That fill method's much better. So I would suggest if you're going to fill this thing up, open the collar and insert your nozzle there. Looks like it's a much cleaner job. Let me clean this up and get all the juice off my fingers. Now we're going to take our squonk bottle, put that nozzle right on there, and just pop it in. And you can see there's the side fill facing it, okay, in case you want to side fill it while it's installed in the mod. All right. Now we're going to install our RDA. Take our RDA, put it right on top. Take our door, just like so. And let's see what the squonking action looks like. Oh yeah, look at that. See how it goes over the coil? Nice job on that. That's why I always like this one. It's a nice little squonking atomizer. Goes right over the coil, saturates everything. Kind of neat. Now we're going to take our top cap. We're going to pop that on. Wow, that's a little tight. You know what? You might want to take a little juice and just juice up those O-rings a little bit. There we go. And now you can see that huge gap right there? that's where this adjustment part comes in. You're going to have to get your fingers in there, and you kind of got to rotate this. So you got to open it up just by doing that. Kind of a pain in the ass. I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't just make this adjustable. So basically, just try to open it up all the way. That's what I'm going to do right now. And once you can get it to screw down flush, right? Stop once it screws down, and then just tighten this part up. And that should, you should only have to set this once, maybe once in a while, make adjustments, but now you can see it sits flush. All right, and now we can install the bottle just like so. And now we can reinstall our battery. Pop it in there, nice tight fit. And now we got vape. Okay, here's one last look at the kit all put together.
All right, we're back on top. Let's get into those cons and pros. We're going to start off with cons as usual. And this thing has a lot of cons, man. A lot of stuff that I really didn't like. Kind of turned me off on it a little bit. The other thing, though, it's got a lot of pros. And it's a really good value. So I'm very torn with this one. And I'm very torn with the score in general. But let's get into it. Let's get into the cons and pros. First con's going to be, man, getting that battery out. Getting that battery out is a pain in the ass, man. I mean, you literally got to take out the squonk bottle to get it out. Because there's no way to dig your fingernail in there and get the battery out. It's so tight. I don't know why they didn't make a push through on the other side. It's a con, and it's a real pain in the neck. I just don't understand why Vandy Vape did that. At least if you're going to do something, put a cut in there, put a hole in there, put a battery strap in there so I can get it out. It's terrible. Now, this is going to be a con and a pro. I know it looks really, really small, and it is, and it's very compact, but it's really heavy, too, for its size. Some people are not going to like that, so I got to put it out there. Me, personally, it doesn't bother me. I think it's got a heft of quality, but I got to chalk it up in the con category. It's a mechanical mod, not for everyone. All right, that's subjective, but I got to point that out as well. If you're going to use a mod like this, please know your Ohm's law. Please know your battery safety. I'm not a huge fan of this RDA. I never have been. It's a little too small for me. I don't like these little tiny RDAs. I don't like the big deck screws. I don't like the way you build on it, the way you have to trap your leads and stuff like that. It's just not my kind of RDA. The flavor is very good, I'll give it that, but it's not my favorite single coiler. The door on this only has one magnet. Mine hasn't really flopped off or come loose or anything. I just don't feel secure with having one magnet. I wish they would have done something else to make it a little bit more secure. It's got a little bit of slight movement. If you can hear that, listen. You hear that? It's got a little bit of slight movement. And I think if they put another magnet in there, that probably would have shored it up. It's a nitpicky con, but it's a con. And the last con is going to be the bottle. Now, I'm going to give them credit for being innovative on the bottle. I do like that little opening where you can fill your squonk bottle up. Most of the times, though, I wind up making a mess because there's not enough room to displace air. I actually find the best way to fill this bottle is to pull it out, open up that hole, stick your nozzle in the squonk tube and fill it up that way and let the air displace out through the part where they really wanted you to fill it in. And I think that's kind of a bad job, right? Like if you're going to design something like that, I give you credit for doing it, but make sure it works right and make sure I can fill it while it's in there. What's the use? All right, so I don't got to screw the cap off. Big deal. I still got to open up the hole in order to fill it through the tube. You understand what I'm saying? I just think it could have been more well thought out. They could have made that space a little bigger, let it displace more air so it actually works like it should. Kind of annoyed me. I like the fact that they went to be innovative. I just don't think they followed through with it and tested it thoroughly. So that's it. Those are the cons. Some of you are going to find them really nitpicky. For some of you, it's going to be a big deal. Let's move on to the pros, though, because it's got a lot of pros. First pro is going to be, it's got nice build quality. It does. It does. For what it is, man, it's got a nice heft to it. I like the build quality. Solid build quality on this. Pro. It's got silver-plated copper contacts. Awesome job on that. I love it. This thing hits hard, and I'm sure it hits hard because of those silver-plated copper contacts. It really does do a nice job when it comes to conductivity. It really does do a nice job, and it really does hit hard. It's got a locking system for the button. That's a pro, safety first. It's got an adjustable 510. I like that. Very compact kit, right? Single 18650, nice and small. Nice small atomizer to match. They both look really good together. All pro. RDA has really nice flavor. You're not going to be winning any cloud comps with this thing, but check it out. Really good flavor. I like the flavor. I'm just not a big fan of the deck. But it does hit nice and hard, and I do get very good flavor. Lots of extras in this one, right? You saw it in the down low. You get coils, you get battery wraps. Nice job, Vandy Vape and El Mono Vapeador. Let's move on to that 5-star rating system. First category is going to be the looks. Like I said it before, classy looking kit. Nice job on it. I like it. It looks a lot heavier than it is, but that doesn't bother me. It's got that heft of quality. It's built really nice. In the looks category, I'm going to give it a solid 3.8 stars. In the airflow category, this is a restrictive DL. It's got good flavor. The airflow is smooth. If you're a fan of the original Requiem, this one is a little bit like improved, so you might want to check this out. In the airflow category, I'm going to give it a solid 3 3/4 star. As far as the performance goes, like I said, this thing hits hard. That's exactly what you want a mechanical squonker to do. It scores well in the performance category. I'm sure it's because of those silver-plated copper contacts. Vandy Vape did a nice job on this. In the performance category, I'm going to give it a solid 4 1/4 star. As far as value goes, you're going to want to make sure you shop around on this one. I've been seeing it anywhere from $30 to $50. If you can get this thing for close to $30, I believe it's a screaming deal for the build quality that you get. I think you'll really do well if you get it on the lower end of the price spectrum. In the value category, I gotta give it 4.5 stars. We're gonna take all these stars, we're gonna add them up. We're gonna come up with a total star count of 16.3 stars. We're gonna take these 16.3 stars, we're gonna divide them by 4, and we're gonna come up with an average star count of 4.075. This one squeaks by. It just barely squeaked by in becoming Deuces Jack approved. The bottom line is, look, it's a nice piece for the price point. Check it out. It's a nice kit for that type of vapor. Let's get into some of the specs on the Vandy Vape Requiem Squonk Kit. It is a mechanical squonker. It measures in at 72.5 by 24 by 42 millimeters. The RDA is 21.5 millimeters in diameter and 24 millimeters high. It does run a single 18650 and it features silver-plated copper contacts. It has a 6 ml capacity. It also includes an improved version of the Requiem RDA. It's available in Shadow King, Ghost Samurai, and Craftsman, Brass, or Silver. Don't forget, head on over to our Facebook group, Vaping Insider Community. Yes, I am no longer at the Vaping Insider YouTube channel, but I still run the group. We just hit 16,000 members over there. Plenty of knowledgeable people, very friendly. I'm there all the time. I'd love to see you there as well. And also, don't forget to click the link down below. Check out our new mongrel gear. We just came up with some new designs. Represent, baby. If you're part of Mongrel Nation, you want to check out the mongrel gear. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. You keep living that vape life. We're out of here. Deuces.